What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button. Sub to the channel if you're not a member. And always hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Now, AB, Antonio Brown. I like that one. Ted Cox, I see you in the building. He said AB stands for always buck dancing. What's up with it, True Viking Queen? I see you in the building. What's up with it, Kev Foster? I see y'all in the building. Let's jump right into this, okay? Now, this dumb motherfucker is going to get on a podcast show and pretty much say that there's no racism, okay? Listen, he said this, quote, you don't have to have self-pity or be a mentality of being victimized, he said. He said, quote, there's no racism. You could do what you want to do in America, in the world. Only you could breathe for yourself. And like only you can see with your own eyes. So it's up to you what you want. I made $100 million in football contract. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. But wait a minute. You got to keep that same energy, motherfucker, because listen, you was the same motherfucker sitting up there claiming that this motherfucker, who the coach, that coach, you know who he is, Tampa Bay coach. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know his name, the racist motherfucker that you called out. Okay? And you pretty much have put him out on the forefront. Right? Aren't you the same motherfucker that decided to sit up there and say that they forced you to play? Right? Aren't you that one? And ain't you the same motherfucker that sat up there and had a whole bunch of stuff to say about Colin Kaepernick? Right? Let's just call it what it is. We knew that Bruce Arians was a racist, allegedly. Okay? I call this Coon shit. Now, you sit up there when you're saying all this stuff about $100 million and all this other stuff in contracts and stuff like that. Oh, but you crying about not getting the ball. You crying about not getting that money. But when shit hits the fan, you sure do act wild. You sure do act wild and want to dance and take your shirt off and do all this other silly shit and throwing stuff in the stands, which I gave you a pass for. I gave you a pass for it. But you just say all types of stupid shit though. You talking about there's no racism in the month. Man, I wish you would go to a meeting full of people whose ancestors, just like yours, have been through the same shit and say some shit like that. Football or not, celebrity or not, they will be on your helmet. But you know, I laugh at silly shit like this because this motherfucker right here, Antonio Brown, man, I laugh at shit like this. You know why? Because here they are. We got stupid motherfuckers around here had the audacity to say that I'm a coon for liking a dude like Canelo, right? Right. Listen, you got motherfuckers out here that'll say that you a coon because you like somebody else because of the way that they box or they play basketball. Right? But you praise a motherfucker like this right here for how well he plays football or doing silly shit like that. But when he comes out with a statement, you don't call that nigga out for it. So I'm a coon because I like Larry Bird, right? Like I enjoy the way he played basketball. But I'm not the only one that feels that way. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that, can't stand uh what has taken place over over the course of 1,000 years. Listen, I'm gonna let you know something right now. These motherfuckers out here, man, are so stupid and so close-minded and don't know how to open up their eyes to see that racism still exists. But that doesn't mean that you have to wear. I don't wear that shit on my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear that shit on my sleeve, but I'm not gonna throw my motherfucking people under the bus. I'm not gonna throw my ancestors under the bus. I'm in the fight. Trust and believe me. You know, I call Coon shit because look, hey, you have a freedom to date whoever you want to, right? You have the freedom to marry who you want, to like who you like. I got family members that are with other individuals of different races. Had no problem with that. Okay? But what I'm having trouble understanding is that you're not speaking about anything but the money. If you didn't have this type of money, and if you were struggling like some of these other people out here were struggling, you wouldn't be having the same energy, AB. I guarantee you, because you would be sitting up in here going in a tirade like you did in the football game, acting a fool because you didn't get your way. And then next thing you know, you want to start talking about racism. So you're along the same lines as a Tim Scott, who said the same thing, as a Larry Elder, as a Candace Owens, as some of these other actual people that you could put as Uncle Toms and Coons and buck dancers, as a Stephen A. Smith who throw people under the bus. That's a coon. I don't throw my people under the bus. Now, if you wrong about shit, I'm gonna call you out on it. You shouldn't even be speaking on any type of issues at all. You shouldn't be talking about, especially on the podcast where you got a whole bunch half naked women sitting around you. You know what I'm saying? Just to man, they're with you because they're around you because you have a name and you play football. If you didn't, you wouldn't be saying the shit that you say. Now I understand that you have no. Hey, that comes along with the territory. When you have the money, you got the power. But some people see it as okay, money making the man, and I think that that's the type of guy that AB is. That's some hoe shit, man. I'm just being honest with you. This is hoe shit. This is coon shit. This is coon at his finest. And you want to get up here at first, and you want to sit up there. You want to throw a guy who actually tried to help you, a Caucasian guy at that. Now, why didn't you have that same energy for Tom Brady? When he tried to help your ass out numerous or a couple of times. Because the last time I checked, he's a Caucasian dude, right? Okay, but you want to sit up there and say that he had never helped you, but now you want to turn back around and say that racism doesn't exist. Why didn't you have that same energy? You don't know how to keep that same energy. And now you want to go around the topic because we know that your days of playing football are being numbered. Yes, you're talented. Can you probably get out there and still show that you have one of the best hands ever in football? play the position, be one of the best to play the position, yeah, you probably could. But see, that's your problem. You want to speak on issues that you have. That wasn't even the type of setting to speak on that type of issue right there. I could see if you were sitting up there and you were actually. I've never seen you take no stance. I don't see you out here in the community helping anybody. That's not to say that you're not doing it. You have no, man. You shouldn't even open up your mouth about really anything. If you really want to keep it honest and want to keep it trill and the stack, what you need to be doing is just moving your legs and moving your feet instead of moving your mouth all the time. Because you just digging yourself deeper in the hole. And I'm trying to keep this shit PG-13. You know, can't say what I want to say. Now there'll be silly, stupid motherfuckers on here that do it, but they just don't have the actual intellect to do that type of shit, such as, you know, making threats and, you know what I'm saying, talking about people, family members, all that other bullshit. This is coon shit. This right here is coon shit. You weren't with Kaepernick, okay? All you cared about was yourself. And I seem to think that you care about more of the money than your own people, really. Honestly, you know what? I pity you. I pity you for what you just said. And don't try to go and recant your statement or anything like that, because people are gonna get all on you and call you out for the shit and everything. Because now all people are gonna see you as is a is a buck dancer. Like, really. They already tried it. They try to give you somewhat of the benefit of the doubt with the Colin Kaepernick situation. Okay. But now we really truly know how you feel. And there's a lot of other guys like Antonio Brown out there that don't care about their people, that's willing to throw their people up under the bus, that don't give a fuck nothing about the same people, the people that have the same color of their skin. If Antonio Brown did not have the bag, if he did not have was not blessed to play the game of football, this guy wouldn't even be doing that. Look, am I God? No. Am I the Most High? No. But I can almost guarantee you he wouldn't be saying that. I guarantee you, if he fell in a rock in a hard place, he would do a couple things. And one of them, I imagine then he would be trying to be down with us, down with the people, as they say, which is nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be down, okay, be around. I don't mind. Listen, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100, and I'm gonna keep it energy right. If you fall in a rock and hard place, you got to go back to the hood, or you got to go back to where you came from, or you got to come back to humble beginnings or whatever. Because it happens. It happens. Okay. And I'm talking about, you know, my people's mainly, or whatever, or whatever. Okay. If you white, if you Hispanic or whatever, because there's ghettos in every single race. You know, like in the hood and in urban areas, there's different races too. I don't think a lot of people really understand that. It's not just African Americans. It's other races too. It's Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Caucasian too. But I'm talking about for my people. Let's not sit up there and then all of a sudden then you fall in a rock and a hard place. You used to look down on your people, did not want to give those people any type of money, any type of opportunity when you had it or anything. try to share the wealth, so to speak. But then you want to come back and then you want to try to be down with them when they've been in the struggle. Sort of like some of the media motherfuckers that try to come over here and take everybody's stuff or whatever because what they got going is not popping. Because we all know that the social media world is running shit right now. When we talk about YouTube, and that's where they go for their sources of information. But that's a prime example. But this is what that motherfucker AD would do. If he fell in a rock and a hard place and did not have that money and shit was hitting the fan, I guarantee you, he would go back to humble beginnings, or at least try. And I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be with it but they're going to be with it, but you're going to get talked about. People going to laugh at you. People going to criticize you. People going to be like, "What happened?" But you're going to have to keep that same energy because guess what? Now you got to go back to the struggle. All those people that you used to look down on, all those people that you drug up under the mud, all them people that you didn't give a fuck about. You got to remember that. Some people are going to envy you to the point where they don't want to see you here. But I'm not surprised by this shit. I'm I'm not surprised by this shit because I tried to tell people about Antonio Brown, but people want to scream all this. Oh, Bruce Arian is racist and all this other stuff. But then you come out with this shit. And that's not to say that. Listen, I want to make something very clear. What Bruce Arians did was really fucked up. What the organization did was really fucked up. Did not care for him as a coach. That's why I never respected him nor Tony, not Tony Dungy. What's it called? John Gruden. Never respected neither one of those motherfuckers because I know what they were about. That's why I rarely talked about them. But I do respect, like, okay, people can get mad with what I say, and see, this is another example because I happen to respect Tom Brady and say that he's a phenomenal football player. Then motherfuckers will sit up there and have the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, well you a coon, motherfucker. You don't know my motherfucking life, bitch. I slap you if you in my face if you call me that shit. That's a fact. I put that on my grandmother's grave. I do that shit. If you ever call me that shit, man, that's worse. Listen, that's man. You call me anything. Don't call me no motherfucking coon. Don't call me no buck dancer. Don't call me no Uncle Tom. None of that shit. But just because you know you don't know how to see, the problem is with Antonio Brown. What's up with it? What's up with it, Jose? I see you in the building. The problem with Antonio Brown. The problem with Antonio Brown is that when shit is not going great for him, he wants to sit up there and then he wants to start finger pointing and stuff like that. He's talking about he made $100 million in football. Okay, what about when that money runs out? Because the last time I checked, I don't. Now I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. What about investments? What about you could have got up on a podcast. What about you getting on a podcast and saying, you know what? I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn this situation that I'm going through right now into an even greater situation. But that's not what you're doing. You sitting up in here, you're further buck dancing, further got your tap shoes on like a motherfucker, man. Just out here, Gregory Hines on motherfuckers. See, at least with Kaepernick, even though I've been on record to say that I don't agree with how Kaepernick went about it, but I understand it because he's our brother. Hey, whether he's still an African American, whether he got white in him or not, it don't make no goddamn difference. He still has African American in him. Okay, and we could sit up here and we could go with that little swirl argument and all that other shit. I don't even want to go down that road. But he stood for a cause. But Antonio Brown, you didn't do that shit. Oh, you like, oh, it doesn't concern me. You know why? Because you don't have the nuts to do that shit. But you got the nuts to sit up there and go out and take your jersey off and all this other shit. Why? For you. Oh, they forced me to do this. They forced me to do that. But see, when it comes to that money being taken away from you, you want to start complaining. We could see right through your buck dancing ass. I'll read the quote to you, Jose. Okay? And I'm reading this for my brother Jose. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Jose, Seahawks fan. Very entertaining, lots of laughs. And also he brings logic to the table. Jose, this is what always buck dancing had to say, okay? AKA AB. All right? And he was on a podcast. He was he was on the We in Miami podcast, okay? Now, he said, quote, you don't have to have self-pity or be a mentality of being victimized. He said, quote, there's no racism. You can do what you want in America, in the world. Only you can breathe for yourself and light only you can see with your own eyes. So it's up to you what you want. I made 100 million. He said, there's no racism. Let me repeat that again. Quote, he said, there's no racism. You can do what you want in America, right? In the world. Only you can breathe for yourself and like only you can see with your own eyes. So it's up to you what you want. I made $100 million in football contract. And that's on, you could research that, uh, Jose. It's on the We in Miami podcast. And that's what he had to say. But this is a guy that was sitting there complaining about him not getting enough catches so that he could get that bag. This is a guy that was sitting up in there uh, pointing the finger at Bruce Arians and then started to bring up the racism shit. This is a guy that sit up there and didn't want to be with Kaepernick when he was taking his stance and everything. This is a guy that didn't keep that same energy when Tom Brady had tried to help him out twice. And the reason why I want to make something clear, the reason why I bring up Tom Brady is because if you're sitting up there and you're saying, okay, there's no racism, then why didn't you say that shit when you were throwing Tom Brady under the bus and you didn't have that type of energy then? You should have been like, okay, well at least he tried to help me out. There's no racism then. Okay, then okay, we would have understood what you said. Not that we would have liked it, but I'm just saying now you want to sit up there and you want to say that there's no racism, but then you're saying that Tom Brady, he didn't do nothing for me. So you fucking all over the place, and nobody listen. A lot of people are starting to lose respect for you. You go to the constant organization. Let's talk about it from a football perspective, right? You go to organization and things will go great for you. But then when things don't go your way, or you're not getting the money that you want, or you're not getting what you deserve or whatever, then you want to act out, right? You want to try to do stupid shit when the pandemic was going on and shit like that, like your mind is all fucked up. And no wonder so many people. Now I'm really beginning to wonder. And listen, I'm not making fun of nobody that has CTE, but I'm really beginning to wonder if no wonder people are speculating about the CTE thing. Nothing you say takes. Nobody takes any. Nobody takes serious. Sorry about that, y'all. Salute, Roddy Ice. I haven't seen you in here before, but salute to you. Um, Antonio Brown sitting up there saying that there's no racism. Just being the coon that he is, on some coon shit. Not keeping the same energy. Saying he made $100 million in playing football. Great. That's awesome. But what about when that gets taken away from you? Because last time I checked, when just a little bit, when you weren't making a little bit of what you were supposed to be paid, guess what? You were bitching and crying about that. And I know people are gonna be like, "Well, Polo, what does that have to do with money?" Well, it's not about the money. It's always gonna be about the principle. And my thing is this: like I said before, and I'll say it again. I've already mentioned this before. You can rewind it back. I said if you hit a rock in a hard place, Antonio Brown would not have that same energy that he has now. He wouldn't be if he didn't have any of that money, any other women, any of that stuff. I can almost guarantee you that he wouldn't be saying any of this shit. Just like a lot of them other Oreo motherfuckers out there, they wouldn't be saying that. It's because you've been blessed and you've actually been blessed to be in a position that you are to cause turmoil, to stir the pot, so to speak. But y'all let me know what you think. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'll get at you later.